Hi everybody, I'm Bill Sanders and this is Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection. Today what I want to do is I want to sort of come up with what I call my frugal trinities. When I first started watch collection, I heard about the Holy Trinity, and so I went out and got a Vacheron Constantin, a Patek Philippe, and an Audemars Piguet. And I was looking at it today. If you ran out and bought those three watches, sort of the entry level, such as they are, of all three of those, you're talking about $80,000. I mean, it's just insane. And so I thought, well, I'll just make up my own trinities, and I came up with a trinity three of three frugal trinities. So here they are. Now these are for sort of they're watches that I think are decent watches. They all have their own in-house movement, except for a couple. One is because of the I thought, well, it won a Grand Prix award, so I figured, well, that's good. And the other one is actually sort of a surprise, but we'll take a look at that in a second. Okay, the first one I call my 8.99 Trinity, and that is that all three of these cost 8.99. Some are used, some are new. So let's take a look at them. I have them divided into three categories: sport, what I call a daily wear, and then a dress watch. Now, the sports watch is Seiko 5. I have a Seiko 5, and it's a great sports watch in the sense that it's a tough little watch, and it just sort of goes everywhere. Now, the one I found was 137 bucks at Long Island Watch, caliber 7S26. They date just and the one that I'm showing there has got a metal bracelet. Now, for daily wear, one thing is Jaeger LeCoultre is a brand I've always liked, and they're best known for probably making movements because that's what they were at one time, and then they started making their watches. Now, the one I found is called Jaeger LeCoultre Club. It's $141 on Etsy. Now, the caliber is an AS 1906, and an AS 1906 is not an in-house movement, but it's a good movement. I mean, of the sort of mass-produced movements from that period, that was one of the better ones, if not the best one. Finally, in this Trinity is for a dress watch. I thought, well, Yerma Urban Classic. Now, this is a brand new price. So was, by the way, too, so was the Seiko 5. For a brand new Yerma Urban Classic, their list price was $690. If it's your first time buying a Yerma from them, they'll give you a 10% discount, which is $621. It's got a caliber Yerma 2000 in it. It's a French watch, so we have Japanese, Swiss, and French. Make everybody happy. And so that's my first Trinity, $8.99. It's also the most economical one, I might add. Now, the second Trinity is $52.21. This one's a little more expensive because all of the watches, well, two of the watches are over $1,000. One of them isn't, and actually the one that's not is maybe my favorite of all of them. First of all is the Eberhard and Company Skaffograd 300. In 2016, it won a grand prize as the top sports watch for that year. Now, it does have an ETA movement in it, but it's got a lot of other things going for it, and that's why it won an award. Now, the best price I could find on this, it doesn't mean it's the best price. The best one I could find was $19.99. In other words, it's about $2,000 for that. But it's a nice watch for a sports watch. For a daily wear, now this is one that I really like, and this is the Oris Artelier Caliber 111. And this one I found on eBay for 2,800. That's apparently compared to the other ones I found. That's a pretty good price. I like the caliber. When I first saw it, I thought this is nice. I was very happy to see that Oris was coming out with their own in-house caliber on that. Now the final one in this group is a dress watch by, of all companies, Zenith. Usually Zenith I think of as a sports watch, a pilot watch, something like that. But this one it looked like a nice dress watch. It's very unusual. It's unworn. It was from 1993. So here's a watch that's 30 years old. It's got it has everything about it was brand new. It just old. It's been sitting around and shop worn, but it was a good looking watch for a dress watch, and it's got a gator strap on it, 422. Now, like I said, this is the most expensive of the three Trinities. So anyway, but still, they're nice. There's some nice watches. You can have your own Holy Trinity. You don't have to believe in anybody else's, and they don't have to be these. But these are all watches, like I said. They either have an in-house movement, or they have something special about it, like the Scrapograph 300. Now, this final one is sort of in the middle, and these all have in-house movements. And the one is a new price, and the other two are used, and so I'll talk about them. For a sports watch, I took a look at the Nomos Glashütte Club 701.1. Now, this particular club model is not the sport, but they refer to it as sporty, and it looks pretty sporty to me. I don't know if it doesn't look like your typical stereotypical one with a bezel and diver, but probably not a diver anyway. In fact, most people who have them are desk divers. But this looked like a nice sports watch. Now, the new price from Nomos was something like, I think, $1,500, but I found a brand new one on Chrono 24. So, and the movement is a Caliber Nomos Alpha. Alpha was it's hand wound. The movement was based to a great extent on a Pazoo 7001, but that's okay. They made it their own. Now, for daily wear, the one I liked was Fave Luba Twin Power. Now, the reason I like this is primarily horological. There are a lot of different ones, a lot of different dials and faces on this watch. They're all vintage. And the thing I like about it is the movement. It has dual barrels in parallel. And what that means is that you get a smoother wind. It's one of the few watches that really has sort of a classic constant force element to it. So I thought, well, we ought to put this one in too. By the way, too, I had I got one of these, and I was looking at them. A lot of them come from India, and some of the straps they have on them they're not the best straps, but that's okay. It's not hard to go get your own strap, and so I got another strap, and I'll just put this strap on mine when it comes. And there's no reason that if you get a watch, especially an older one, that you can't make it look brand new by putting on a new strap. Anyway, so the Fave Luba Twin Power, $150. These things, the one I got, I did a little negotiation, and I got it for $80. Sort of would be a great everyday watch, simply because it keeps good time, or it should, with that. You can mess with it. Finally, for a dress watch, I found a Girard Perregaux 2594, $9.99. This could be a dress watch, or it could be sort of a business watch. caliber 3000-620, which is one of the Girard-Perregaux calibers. Girard-Perregaux is one of those companies that has a long caliber number on it. I found this on eBay. And so that's my trinity of frugal trinities. Let me know what you think. If you have any of these watches, I'd like to hear your opinion on them. This is an opportunity to subscribe if you like. Until next time, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Art Side, the art and science of watch collection.